On an ordinary April day, the Vatican City seemed to shimmer under the sun, the cobblestone streets humming with a vibrancy that felt different, as if something monumental was about to unfold. The air was thick with a sense of anticipation, a feeling that everyone, from the tourists to the locals, could sense but not fully understand. The skies were clear, and the spring flowers bloomed in harmony with the events of the day, as if nature itself was in tune with the upcoming moment. The Vatican, always a place of great historical and spiritual significance, stood as a living testimony to centuries of faith, tradition, and devotion. For centuries, the Vatican has been a beacon of faith, a place where history and religion collide, and today was no different. The streets of Vatican City, usually quiet and filled with visitors admiring its beauty, were now filled with a heightened sense of purpose. People moved with a quiet reverence, aware that this was a place where world-changing decisions had been made, a place where moments in history were etched into the walls for eternity. Inside the Apostolic Palace, the scene was no less dramatic. The air was thick with the weight of history, the promise of change, and the sacred responsibility that lay ahead. The Sistine Chapel, adorned with Michelangelo's breathtaking frescoes, stood ready for its role in a pivotal moment. These incredible artworks, rich in vivid colors and intricate details, told the story of faith, struggle, and redemption. They had inspired generations, and today they would be the backdrop to a moment that would resonate across the world. As the cardinals, those key figures who held the responsibility of electing the next pope, gathered in their scarlet robes, a mixture of solemnity and excitement filled the air. These men, representing diverse cultures and backgrounds, were united in their commitment to the Catholic Church. Each cardinal brought with them their own experiences, yet all shared a singular purpose: to guide the Church through its next chapter. They sat in the Sistine Chapel, where the history of papal conclaves had unfolded for centuries, as whispers echoed softly beneath the vaulted ceilings. The atmosphere was filled with anticipation, but also a sense of hope that something new and significant was about to unfold. The anticipation grew thicker with each passing moment. A silence fell over the room as the doors to the chapel opened, and Pope Luis Antonio Tagle entered. As the first pontiff from Asia, Pope Tagle brought with him a unique perspective and a sense of fresh energy. Dressed simply in a white cassock, he exuded a humility that stood in stark contrast to the grandeur of the chapel around him. He moved gracefully, his smile warm and genuine, and his presence brought a calm to the room that was almost tangible. He greeted the cardinals with a quiet nod, acknowledging their presence, his eyes filled with a universal kindness that transcended language. In that moment, the cardinals, accustomed to the formality of papal ceremonies, were visibly moved. The weight of tradition seemed to lift slightly as Pope Tagle's presence injected new life into the ancient space. The frescoes of Michelangelo seemed to shimmer, as though they too were welcoming this new leader. As Pope Tagle approached the altar, he paused for a moment of reflection, closing his eyes in silent prayer. His serene expression spoke volumes, and when he finally raised his hands in a gesture of blessing, it was a symbol of unity and peace that resonated deeply with all those present. Then came the moment that would be etched in history. Pope Tagle began to speak. His voice was soft but steady, and his message was simple yet powerful. His homily was not filled with complex theological terms, but with a universal message of love, compassion, and humility. He spoke of the shared human experience, the joys and sorrows that bind us all together. He reminded the cardinals that their role was not only to be leaders of the Church, but to be shepherds to their flock, leading with love and understanding. As Pope Tagle's words filled the Sistine Chapel, something shifted in the room. His sincerity, his raw emotion, and his vulnerability broke through the formality of the occasion. The cardinals, deeply moved by his words, began to show their own emotions. Then, in a moment of unplanned authenticity, a tear rolled down Pope Tagle's cheek. It was an unscripted act that revealed the depth of his humanity and the profound weight of the responsibilities that he had just taken on. The tears began to flow, not just from Pope Tagle, but from the cardinals around him. Soon the chapel was filled with the sound of silent sobs as the emotional weight of the moment overcame them. What had started as a formal event had transformed into a deeply human experience, one that transcended the boundaries of religion and connected everyone in the room through shared empathy and love. The Pope's tears were not a sign of weakness, but a powerful expression of vulnerability, a reminder that leadership rooted in love and humility can change the world. As the emotional moment unfolded within the Sistine Chapel, the news of Pope Tagle's tearful homily spread quickly beyond the Vatican walls. The images of the Pope shedding tears were broadcast across the world, and social media buzzed with reactions from people all over the globe. What struck people the most was the authenticity and emotional openness displayed by their new Pope. In a world where vulnerability is often seen as a sign of weakness, Pope Tagle's tearful address was a radical act. It was a demonstration that true leadership is not about maintaining a facade of strength at all costs, but about being honest and open about one's feelings. For the people of the Philippines, Pope Tagle's ascension to the papacy was a source of immense pride. From bustling Manila to remote villages, Filipinos saw in Pope Tagle a reflection of their own values of humility, compassion, and unwavering faith. Special masses were held in his honor, and the country erupted in celebration, united in joy for their native son who had ascended to the highest position in the Catholic Church. It was a moment of national pride that resonated deeply with the Filipino people, a testament to the enduring connection between Pope Tagle and his homeland. As Pope Tagle's papacy continued, his vision for the Church began to take shape. He emphasized inclusivity, dialogue, and social justice. His message resonated with people all over the world who were grappling with division and uncertainty. Pope Tagle's vision for the Church was one characterized by open hearts and a willingness to engage with the complexities of the modern world. He sought to build bridges between people of different cultures, beliefs, and backgrounds, reminding the world of the unifying power of love. His tears, which had once seemed like a personal expression of vulnerability, became a symbol of his leadership style. A leadership rooted in empathy, compassion, and authenticity. In a world often defined by cynicism and guarded emotions, Pope Tagle's tearful address was a reminder that true leadership is not about hiding one's feelings, but about embracing one's humanity. His tears were a testament to the power of vulnerability, a call for others to connect on a deeper level with their own emotions and with the people around them. As the years went by, the memory of Pope Tagle's tearful moment in the Sistine Chapel remained a touchstone for his papacy. It served as a reminder that leadership, especially in times of crisis, requires not just strength but a deep connection to one's own humanity. The Pope's words and his example of vulnerability continued to inspire millions around the world. His leadership, defined by love and compassion, touched the lives of countless people, and his papacy became a symbol of hope for a world that so often felt divided and uncertain. The day Pope Tagle brought the College of Cardinals to tears was a moment that would be remembered for generations. It was a day when a leader demonstrated that true strength comes not from a show of power, but from an open heart, a willingness to feel deeply, and a commitment to lead with love. This moment of profound emotion witnessed by millions was a testament to the power of human connection and the enduring power of faith. And so, as Pope Tagle's papacy continues to unfold, his tearful moment in the Sistine